You know you need to let go. You've watched the videos. You understand the concept of letting go, of detachment, of the law of detachment, and you understand that if you just can let go, you can attract more to you. You've told yourself, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna be detached, I'm gonna let go, but then what do? You go back, you check your messages again, you send a double text, a triple text, a quadruple text, and no matter what you know intellectually about detachment and letting go, you still can't seem to stop being attached and not being able to actually apply this concept of letting go, of detachment. You've probably watched other videos about techniques of detachment and letting go and how you're gonna attract so much more abundance and attraction from women or attraction from men if you're a woman, but you don't seem to be able to implement it. If that sounds like you, then every video you've watched on this topic is missing something. And I'm gonna tell you exactly what most people are missing when they talk about the subject of letting go, of detachment, and the law of detachment. Because this is a very powerful law, guys. If you get this down, you can attract almost any partner to you and almost anything you want. But I'm going to speak specifically about relationships because that's where I've seen the most power of this law. I know everyone wants to have abundance in their dating life, or the person that they really want in their dating life to stick around and be around and love them and want them. So the law of detachment is extremely important for this. So the fact that you haven't been able to actually implement the law of detachment yet and letting go is not your fault. There's not anything wrong with you. You don't have a character flaw. I used to be the exact same way. I used to be extremely needy with women and double texting, quadruple texting, chasing validation, always thinking about the person, never truly be able to let go of someone to let them come and chase me back. I used to deal with the exact same thing, but I actually changed it for myself through this method and this understanding that I want to talk about in this video. What's happening when you're attached to a woman or a man, if you're watching this as a woman, is that your nervous system is literally viewing this as letting go of the person as a threat. Your nervous system literally is believing your survival is at stake by letting that person go. This is not a metaphorical thing. This is biology. Your body is literally telling itself it is in survival danger, and if you let this person go, if you lose this person, you may not survive. Every time you think about her, every time you think about losing her, this is what's happening in your body physiologically. You can't intellectualize your way out of this. You can't think your way out of this. You can't just understand the law of detachment and think that you're going to be able to apply it if you don't correct your nervous system and if you don't understand what's actually happening in your body. Willpower cannot override biology. That's just not how it works. Your mind can't just override your body. You need to work with your body and understand your body. So that's why most of the advice of just letting go, just let her go, bro, just let her go, it doesn't matter. That's why that's not going to work, because you can't intellectualize your way out of this. You're trying to use your conscious mind to actually change something that's happening in your subconscious mind, your body. Basically, your guts, your hearts, all this is your subconscious mind. And the conscious mind is a very small part of everything going on in your mind. You actually have a gut mind, a heart mind, all these other parts of your being that are controlling your subconscious actions. You have to get under control if you want to actually be able to apply the law of detachment and letting go. Letting go isn't just a conscious decision. It's not a conscious technique. Oh, I'm going to think this and I'm going to let go. That's not how it works. And you don't want to do this to get her back. Now, the thing is, if you actually understand the law of detachment, a lot of women will actually start coming back because that's just how it works. But you don't want to do this technique to get a specific girl back. You don't want to do it to get a certain results. You want to do it because you understand that it's going to bring more abundance in your life in general. But if you're doing it for one specific girl, you're still in attachment. You're still trying to get her back, and you're not actually applying the law of detachment. Letting go is what happens when your nervous system genuinely doesn't see losing her as a threat and genuinely isn't interested in her as a form of survival. Now, we are biological creatures. We are thinking all the time about survival and reproduction. And a lot of times men think if they lose a girl, they will literally not produce and survive. And that's what's literally happening in your biology, in your psychology, in your subconscious mind. But when you let go properly, your nervous system stops thinking that it's the end. You're not ever going to reproduce. You're not ever going to survive if you lose that girl. Your nervous system stops seeing that as a threat, and you can actually start to attract abundance to you. And you can just start attracting many new girls, and even a lot of old girls will start coming back when you apply the law of detachment and letting go. when you're actually applying this properly, you don't have to try to stop looking at your phone or not text her again or do these things that like require willpower. When you apply this correctly, there is no willpower. It just happens automatically. Your nervous system is no longer in a state of survival, and you don't have to try to do this anymore. It just happens on its own because you're not in that state of survival anymore. This is not a switch that happens in your mind. This is a switch that happens in your body, in your subconscious mind, in the places below the surface of the conscious mind. And this is a learnable skill. It's something that's very direct, and anyone can learn this, and it's not requiring mental effort. You don't have to put in a bunch of mental effort to not do something, to not think about her, to not text her, to not chase her and try to chase her validation. This is something that you can do today instantly if you stick around to the end of this video. So I discovered this when I was going on a lot of dates, and I would see different girls and I would be attached to them. Even if I didn't have a real relationship with them yet, I just met them, I would be chasing their validation. I would be chasing trying to see them again. I would be chasing intimacy with them, and I would always push them away. It would always be so much effort. A lot of times I would feel very nervous going on dates or texting them or asking them out again. And all these emotions would come up in me because I was so attached to the outcome. I was so attached to having them like me and want to see me again. And at some point, my nervous system just broke down, and I would get sick all the time. I would feel bad all the time. I would feel depressed all the time. And I just say, you know what? Screw this. I'm not going to try so hard anymore. I'm just going to relax, go on a date, talk to these girls, see what happens, text, and not really give a shit about the outcome. And I started doing that, and I started letting go actually for real. And the craziest thing happened is when I did that, that's when I started getting insane results with women. I started having women chase me. I started having women chase my validation, chase intimacy, chase spending more time with me. And I was just kind of blown away by the fact that I'm doing less right now and I'm getting more results than I ever had. So that's kind of when something clicked in my head, and I started to put the pieces together. And this was through a lot of different techniques that I was trying. I was doing meditation, I was doing mental exercises, I was doing breathing techniques, I was doing all these sort of things, changing my diet, doing all these things to try to figure out how to get out of that state of survival. And I came up with one of the most practical tips ever that just kept getting me results time and time again with different women, with new dates, with girls I was seeing, with approaches I was doing. And this is one thing that you can do today to actually switch your nervous system out of survival into abundance and detach from all the outcomes and being needy and chasing and wanting her validation and wanting certain results. Here's how you switch out of that mindset and get into your subconscious mind and get back to your natural state of abundance and not caring about the outcome and letting go of everything. Here's what you can do with me right now. Put your hand on your chest, and you're going to want to breathe in and breathe out. But here's the trick, guys. You want to feel your chest inflate and you want to feel it deflate. But here's the trick. This is the most important part of this whole video. If you understand this concept, you will be able to control your nervous system at will without mental effort and get out of attachment and get into letting go truly in your body, biologically, and you won't have to put effort towards this ever again for the rest of your life. What you want to do is you want to breathe in for 4 seconds, and then you want to breathe out for 6 seconds. So what you want to do is breathe out longer than you're breathing in. This stimulates your parasympathetic nervous system and automatically calms your entire nervous system, calms your entire emotions, and puts you in that state of abundance and out of the state of survival. So let's do it, guys. Breathe in for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out for 6 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. Breathe in for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out for 6 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if you can breathe out even longer, even better. If you can breathe out for 8 seconds, even better. Because what you really want to do is spend the most time in the out breath, in a long, steady, slow out breath, and the least time in the in breath. Because the in breath puts you in your sympathetic nervous system, that puts you in a state of fight or flight, awareness, heightened senses, heightened arousal, and that's going to make you needy. That's going to make you attached. That's going to make you chasing. That's going to make you wanting her. But when you're in that exhale, in the parasympathetic nervous system, you're relaxed, you're chill, you're not thinking about her, you're not worrying about her. You're in a biological state of abundance and relaxation. And you want to practice this whenever you're with a woman, whenever you're talking to a woman, whenever you're texting a woman. You want to practice this longer exhale, and I swear, guys, this will calm your nervous system right down and take you out of attachment and bring you into the state of detachment and letting go completely. And what this is actually going to do is attract way more abundance to you, because every girl wants to be around someone that's not attached to them, that can let her go. But you can't do this out of a trick. Like, this can't be a mental trick like, oh yeah, I can let her go at any moment. You actually have to be about it. You can't fake this. So the way that you make this real is you actually practice this technique I gave you in this video, and you're going to see your abundance with women go skyrocket. You're gonna see your day in life skyrocket. Not because you successfully suppressed your attachment or suppressed your desire for said girl, but because you changed the physiological state that was causing your attachment. Once you change the physiological state, your attachment disappears. You get into a state of abundance, and then you actually start attracting abundance. So that's it for this video, guys. If you want to see more videos like this, like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.